In this video, I'll show you how to solve the ALEKS problem called Identifying Errors in the Solution to a Basic Quantitative Problem. This is going to give you a description of a problem and ask you or suggest a potential solution to the problem step by step. So this would be a solution. ALEKS is attempting to indicate that the solution would occur in these steps in this particular order, and it wants you to check the work of each one of these steps. Starting at the top and working your way down. If you find a step that is wrong, if there's an error, then you are going to mark that as being the incorrect step. So if the first step is wrong, you would say, oh, that's where the problem went wrong. If the second step is the one that's wrong, then you would say, oh, there it is, that's the incorrect step. If there's no errors at all, then down at the bottom, there's a spot for you to indicate no mistakes. So the problem is going to start by describing in words a math equation that you need to use to solve the problem. This one is saying that the density of a substance is the mass per volume. The density of the substance is the mass per volume. So this is suggesting that the first thing that you should do is write down the definition of density, which is what I just did. We're going to compare what I did to the proposed solution. So one of the things that's different is that ALEKS is using a different symbol for density. That doesn't make the problem wrong. I use the letter D, ALEKS is using the letter letter P. That's fine. That's not the error that we're talking about. But notice that the variables are in the wrong order in the proposed solution versus my solution. And that's actually a mistake. So this is where the problem goes wrong. Just right off the bat, the equation for density is incorrect. Again, not because of the symbol, but because the variables are flip-flopped in the wrong direction. So this is it for this problem. This is what's wrong with it. Now, I am just going to continue to kind of carry this through, just kind of pretending like there wasn't anything wrong with this first step. What would we do next? The next step, ALEKS is suggesting that we should solve for mass. So that means take this equation and rearrange it to isolate the mass variable. And I would just do the math on that based on my equation that I started with, and this is the equation that I would get. Of course, it's not matching up with this one because this is the part that was wrong, but we're just kind of going through these steps right here. And then it says it wants us to put in the provided data. So the data that I got in this problem that was given to me was a density of 789 grams per liter. And the other piece of data that I got was 555 milliliters. And those are incompatible units. I've got a liter and a milliliter going on. So at some point, somewhere, there needs to be a unit conversion. It kind of looks like in this problem, ALEKS is converting the density unit, because look at the numbers are not exactly the same. But it's not even talking about that anywhere. Now, again, that doesn't make the problem wrong. It makes it a little bit annoying, but it's not wrong. So I'll go ahead and do that unit conversion. And again, just as a reminder, the reason that what I'm writing is not matching up is because ALEKS went wrong in the very first step on this equation. The next thing that it tells us to do is use the calculator. This is absolutely something that ALEKS could get wrong, just as a way of trying to trick you. Carry out the math, make sure that it actually is the same as what ALEKS is providing. 0.789 times 555 is 437.9 grams. Round to the correct number of significant figures. This one looks like it needs to be rounded to 3, and that's another thing that ALEKS could intentionally get wrong, is rounding to the wrong number of sig figs. So when you're working on this problem, my suggestion is just to perform these operations that ALEKS is suggesting and compare what you're doing to what ALEKS is suggesting the answer is, or the correct step is. As soon as you find a mistake, then say, that's it, that's where it went wrong.